welcome to another episode of Women Work Wellbeing. I am excited to be here today. I've come off the back of International Women's Day. If you're listening to this as we release them, if not, then it won't be near International Women's Day. I was nominated for an award for the Yorkshire Businesswoman, first ever awards. I didn't win, but let me tell you, I had the best evening. And it was truly an honour to be in a room full of such inspiring, incredible, talented, game-changing women. It was a pleasure to be nominated and to be recognised for the work that I am doing at Jobs for Women and Jobs for Neurodiverse. And it was good to get really dressed up, sparkly dress, and dance the night away. 2-day hangover is alive and kicking. But yeah, so whatever you did for International Women's Day, I hope you enjoyed it. And just to say on that, this year, we actually took a little step back for International Women's Day. We're really focusing on the survey that we're running, our Women at Work survey and our employer survey. And instead of doing sort of a token event or a random webinar, we are pushing more people to share their insights with us so that we can gather the important data to help shape workplaces for women so that we can make the workplace work for women and we can help employers make the workplace work for women. So if you haven't already, please complete our survey. I'll put the link in the show notes. So this week's pod, we are talking about all things investing in you. And there's a reason that we're talking about that today. I don't know whether you are someone who invests in yourself, whether you do sort of CPD hours or whether you invest in training. But I want to talk about it because I am someone who's always had a bit of an entrepreneurial spirit. I'm always keen on educating myself, training, learning and developing. And I have invested in coaching in 2023 and this year, 2024. And I have just signed up to Lisa Johnson's one-to-many course. And some of you listening will know Lisa Johnson. She's a very successful businesswoman. Some of you won't. But I was literally on the fence about joining, and she did the classic launch where the opportunity to join ended at 10 o'clock last night. And I literally signed up at 1 minute to 10. And there's a few reasons that I didn't sign up. One was cost and having something else to focus on, something else to do when I have lots of plate spinning going on at the moment. But it was just, I had to listen. I had to dig deep. I did ask a few people close to me on their opinions. My current coach, Gemma, said, listen deeply and, you'll know the answer. Anyway, so I took the plunge and I signed up. And I just felt compelled to create a podcast episode on this because whether you are an employee and you've got a side hustle, or whether you work and that's your main job, or whether you are an entrepreneur, I think it's really important that we are investing in ourselves. And that might be self-care, which I talk about a lot on the podcast. But I want to just dig deep into what that means. And my friend Amber, who I was messaging right up until the last minute about whether to join, said to me, it's really hard and it takes balls to invest in yourself. And it really struck a chord with me because I totally agree. I think as women, we often, I've talked about this before, put ourselves to the bottom of the list, the bottom of the pile. We sort everyone else out first. We're quick to say, oh, it's fine. I'll get ready last, or I'll do that. Or we put other people's needs before us, often because we take the main caring responsibilities in the household. And I'm not just saying or focusing on women that have children. You might have other caring responsibilities, pets, family, friends, relatives, whatever it is. So when we're thinking about investing in ourselves, whether that's career related or self-care, I'm just going to ask you straight out, are you investing in yourself? Or do you say, oh no, I won't do it this time? No, I'm not going to put that money into that because maybe you're telling yourself you don't deserve it. Maybe you're telling yourself that you're not worthy. Maybe you're telling yourself you don't need it. Interesting. I just want you to take a moment just to pause and think about that. Because when we invest in ourselves, it isn't just about spending money. And this is what I had to do to remove myself from this mindset when I was thinking about joining the course. Because when you're shelling out a load of money for something, you go through the mindset of, well, it's going to cost me this much if I do a payment plan, and what will I have to sacrifice to do it? But it's not just about the money. It's about giving yourself the opportunity to grow, to learn and develop. It's about allocating your time, your energy, your resources towards activities that will essentially enrich your life. And obviously, this depends on what you're investing in to invest in yourself. But surely if there's a reason that is compelling you to either look at a course, look at starting, I don't know, something self-care related like yoga, joining a gym, joining a spa, you obviously want to make your life better. You want to enrich your life. And like I said, we often prioritize the needs of others, but by investing in ourselves, we become better equipped to navigate life's challenges. And let's face it, life is hard. And what I want you to take from this is I want you to pursue your dreams with confidence. And when I signed up to Lisa Johnson's course last night, I was literally scared. I beat myself up in my mind so much, saying, can't afford it, Zoe. You don't have time for this, Zoe. Why are you adding something else to your to-do list? And I was almost shaking when I pressed on the payment for the first payment in the payment plan. And then didn't sleep well. But when I woke up, there was a resounding, yes, you've done the right thing. And I knew deep down, intuition in my heart, in my soul, that I had made the right decision for me. And it is so important that if you're listening to this and you're thinking about doing something for you, that I want you to feel called by listening to this podcast that you're going to do it. So whether you are an employee in an organization and you are in a rut, or you want to enhance your career, you want to go for a promotion, you want to become a leader, you want to move into manager territory, but you don't feel like you have the skills to do so, I want you to use your voice and ask your manager, ask your company about CPD training, about the opportunity to learn, to grow. Ask what courses are available, because sometimes companies aren't great at being transparent about that. They might not have a huge budget. They might just not be great at communicating it. So if you ask, then you never know what could come of it. And also when you ask, you're showing your manager that you want to enhance your professional career, you want to grow, you want to be part of the company. You're showing that you're committed to climbing the ladder in that organization. And that can only be a good thing because you're showing your determination, your drive, your ambition. So I want you to really, really listen to this and think, right, what am I going to do in 2024 or whatever year you're listening to this podcast to invest in me? And if you're not an employee, and I know we've got lots of entrepreneurs that listen, and we've got lots of people that do both, I know lots of side hustles going on, then what can you do to enhance what you've got going on now? So maybe it's in your business, if you want to earn more money, if you want to reach more clients, if you want to launch more products, if you want to expand your network. How can you do it? How are you going to do it? How are you going to invest in yourself to make sure that you get there? So I'm going to just talk a little bit about goals. Now, goals are so important, and I want you to get a journal, get a piece of paper, and I want you to write some goals down based on the back of this podcast. What do you want? Whether you're an employee, whether you're an entrepreneur, what goals do you want to set in order to invest in yourself? And I hate to get into the nitty gritty. I don't know why I say nitty gritty. I only seem to say it on this podcast, but goals need to be smart. So when you're starting to invest in yourself, you're going to set some smart goals. And this will help you if you've got money blockers or a blocker on, can't afford this course, I can't afford to invest in myself, can't afford to join this gym. You're going to set goals. So if it is related to the gym, you're going to set goals on what do you want to achieve, whether that's to get healthy, to get fit, to improve your how long you can run on the treadmill for, whatever it is, set some goals. So we need smart goals, specific. So you're going to clearly define what you want to achieve. If it's to go on a course to, become a manager, finding a course. So what is it that you want to achieve? You want to find a course that will help you get to a manager in 2 years. So whether it's learning a new skill, improving your health, or advancing your career, I want you to be really specific on the goal. So for me, it's to enhance my business offering and my products that I offer in the business. going to be measurable. So you're going to set tangible metrics to track your progress. And how will you know when you've achieved your goal? So if you're joining a gym, if it's fitness related, in 6 months, I want to be able to run 10K, I don't know, whatever it is. In 6 months, I want to have a conversation with my company about when I can go for a manager or what the promotion pipeline is. It needs to be achievable. It's got to be realistic. You can write down that you want to be the CEO of the company that you're working for in 6 months, but really, is it going to be achievable? So really realistic, within reach, break them down into smaller steps if necessary. The goal needs to be relevant. Align your goals with your values and aspirations. I talk a lot about values, and I'm going to do a whole podcast episode on it. But what are your deep values? What drives you? What gets you up in the morning? What is at the core of you? What are your aspirations? How does achieving this goal contribute to your overall well-being and happiness? And then it needs to be time-bound, time-specific. Set a deadline, create a sense of urgency, and give yourself some accountability. Why not do this with a friend? When do you want to accomplish your goal? So whatever it is, I want you to write them down. Get yourself a journal, a really nice notepad. Just write down some goals. It's so powerful when you put pen to paper, and make sure that you've got that strategy behind it, that you've really thought them through. And don't be scared of modifying the goals along the way. But my main tip is not to abandon them. Obviously, unless it's absolutely necessary and you have a total shift in your life, a complete change, a complete 180, 360, try not to just abandon them. Keep a record. Why have you changed them? Why have you modified? Why are you going in a different direction? Keep a record and write it down, and regularly monitor. So if you invest in yourself by joining a course like I have, you're going to monitor the goals. Are you, 1 week in, 1 month in, 6 months in? What's happening? Are you reaching them? Are you doing the course content? Are you not? Why not? Have you fallen off? How can you get back on? If you give yourself that accountability, then you will stick to it, I promise. And if you write it down, then there's a record. And I think, like I said, it's just really powerful. The next thing I want to talk about is not being scared of doing it. So investing in ourselves. I started the podcast by saying, as women, we don't often invest. We put ourselves last, bottom of the list. So I want you to not be afraid of A, investing in yourself, but B, failing. I want you to reframe your mindset. If you are someone that has never invested in the past, isn't really into spending money on themselves, and then you do, and things don't go according to plan, you don't reach some of the goals, you don't do the course, something happens in your life that just changes the trajectory, the path. Don't be scared. Things happen for a reason. And there's a quote from J.M. Barrie that says, "We are all failures, at least the best of us are." And I just want you to reframe the whole fear and success thing. If you look at the most successful people in the world, they've all failed. Entrepreneurs, multimillionaire entrepreneurs have all had failed businesses, and they just keep going and going and going. And if we are scared of failure or not doing it quite right or getting things wrong, we will not try new things. So you're not going to take that course. You're not going to invest in yourself. And if you fail, it means you are learning. Think of failure as a learning opportunity. So reframe it in every single thing you do. Whether you're baking and the cake doesn't rise and it tastes shit, whatever it is, reframe it. So you tell yourself, instead of saying, "Oh, well, I failed last time I made a cake. I'm not going to make my kid's birthday cake or my mum a birthday cake because if it was rubbish last time," you're going to reframe it as, "Well, next time I make a cake, I won't do this because I learn not to add this ingredient." It's a weird example, maybe, or maybe it's good, but you're going to reframe it. So if you've been in a work situation where you wanted to speak up more in a meeting, and then you stumbled over your words, or you got something wrong, or someone didn't agree with your point, it doesn't mean you're never going to do it again. It doesn't mean that you're going, well, you might be telling yourself that you're not going to speak up in meetings because that happened last time, and in your head you failed. You're going to say, "Well, I learned from that, and I'm going to pause. I'm going to think about what I'm going to say more clearly, even write it down if you need to, have bullet points ready, and I'm going to smash it out next time." Every single person has failed at some point. Think about Steve Jobs. Think about all the people that have incredible businesses, successful entrepreneurs, they've all failed. So change your mentality. So before I wrap up, I'm going to talk about some examples of investing in yourself. So career advancement. Ask at your place of work about professional development courses, CPD. Do they have a budget, a wellness budget, so you can start doing yoga or something else? Are there any courses that they have at your place of work? Is there any way you can do mentorship to enhance your skills and propel your career forward? There will be opportunities that you're just not grasping, I promise you. If you've got your own business, think about courses that are going to enhance your business, enhance you as a person. Maybe it's working with a coach. What could you do to skyrocket your business or just take it in a new direction? Health and wellness, I've touched on. So prioritizing self-care, regular gym, if you like gym, maybe running, meditation, therapy. Oh my goodness. I've spoken to so many people who have started therapy and it's changed their life. Why do we not talk about this and why do we not invest in it? It is an investment in you. Therapy, you're paying for it weekly, monthly. This is an investment in you as a person in health and wellness. So if that's something that you've been thinking about, why not explore that? And then personal growth. So I've talked about courses, but is there anything that you can do on you? So maybe you want to improve your self-confidence. Maybe you want to become more creative. You want to broaden your horizons and think about what you want out of your life. Maybe you want to meet meet people. So maybe not related to your career, but really related to you and your personal growth, your personal development. Maybe it's hobbies that you used to do when you were younger and you just dropped it and now you want to go back to it. I want you to make your success and this investment in yourself non-negotiable, because I promise you will make and you will design the life you want if you start tapping into this, if you start thinking about what you want out of your life and how investing in yourself will enrich your life in that process. And then before we end, I want to talk about your why. Why? I want you to ask yourself this question: why should you invest in yourself, and why do you want to invest in yourself? And I want you to get a piece of pen and paper, piece of pen, a piece of pen, a piece of paper and a pen, and I want you to fill in the blanks. I want to, it might be do a course, join a gym, whatever it is. I want to fill in the blank so that I can fill in the blank. So if you've got your own business, if you want to make more money, if you feel like you're scrabbling around and you're working every hour under the sun, I want to make more money in my business so that I can take my family on holiday every year. Another example, I want to become a manager at work so that I can climb the career ladder and earn more money. Or it might be so I can climb the career ladder and become a female role model leader. Whatever it is, start thinking about why you need to invest in yourself, why you need to start prioritizing it, and why it is so important. So, your action points, you're going to take some reflection time. Think about your passions, your strengths, areas for growth. What do you want to achieve? Short term, long term, what are the goals? And then you're going to write down those goals that we talked about, smart goals that align with your values, your aspirations, your inner you. Then you're going to allocate resources. So if there's a course you've been looking at, get that link back up, have a look at it. Is it that what's blocking you? Is it the time? Is it the money? Is it people telling you that you shouldn't be doing another course? Or is it someone telling you not to join a gym because you won't go after the first few weeks? If it is money, make a budget. Look at your finances. See what else you can maybe give up or move things around to prioritize the investment in yourself. Then you're going to take action. So you're going to take small steps towards your goals. If it's about asking at work whether they've got a budget for courses and CPD, or whether it's prioritizing some self-care, you're going to start taking some action. Maybe it's networking with other people that have similar goals to you. Then you're going to start to track progress. You're going to regularly check in on the goals, celebrate your achievements, and adjust the plan. Don't forget, I said, don't be scared to modify the goals. And remember, please, please, please remember this. Investing in yourself is not selfish. Putting yourself to the top of the list is not selfish. It is an act of pure love and empowerment, and it's going to enrich your life. And I can't wait to see where you go with this. Message me and tell me what your plan is. And I will let you know how my course goes, because I'm here to share my journey with you. This podcast is designed to help you in your work, in your career, in your life, your well-being, and we are all here for each other. So keep talking. Let me know how you get on. If you haven't already, please leave us a review, follow the podcast. And if you haven't joined the members club, why on earth not? We've got free yoga, free mindfulness, free training, masterclasses with experts, and so much more. Head over to community.jobsforwomen.co.uk/join, and I will see you next week. Take care.